Hey everybody, this is Dustin, your RV specialist. So I'm up here on top of a 2021 Grand Design Momentum, and I just came up to do a exterior eval of the top of the roof for the customer. And so this video is basically just to kind of give you guys some insight on like some of the things I'm looking at. So number one, we just ended up replacing this bathroom vent. Owner wanted to do the Max Air self-contained lid that folds down. It's got the remote control and all that. I'm assuming that way they can get more airflow into the bedroom. This unit has a 3 air conditioning system on it, which is nice. It's also got some nice big solar panels. Some of the things that I came up here and I wanted to point out is just that you can see that somebody has spot sealed the roof and overlaid it. I'm kind of wanting to bring up, like, look at the different discolorations around the material itself where they've cleaned it. I'm not sure what kind of cleaner they used to prep it with, but you see how all that area is discolored. So it's very important, that you guys understand when you're looking at roofs like this. And you can see up here on the front cap where at one point there was a bubble and the sealant popped and pushed itself right there down. You can also see stress cracks in the front cap up here, and there's just areas that need to be, cleaned up, thickened up, and doctored up on it, like we've done in other videos. But you can see all the residue that got left on here and how it smeared, on the cap itself and on the material. So be really cautious of what you use to clean up here. Whether it's denatured alcohol will work. We use 2 different products called Acrosol. It's a low-grade body solvent cleaner. They call it a degreaser. Now they've changed the name, but we also use another product called Cosmoline, which again is toned down for what we use it for. It's similar to like denatured alcohol or Acrosol. It's again a low-grade body solvent cleaner. The Cosmoline, we can't get that online. We buy it through a local chemical company here in Lodi, but we buy it in 5-gallon drums, and they also have it available in 55-gallon drums. So my guys use it in a spray bottle, and you've seen on other posts and videos that we've done, little pump spray bottles. But some of the other things going back to this, so again, whatever chemical they used, I don't know if those stains are going to come out or they're going to wash off, but make sure that you're not using anything harsh. Make sure you're not using anything that's like a brake cleaner or an acetone or gasoline or anything like that. If you look back here at this other vent, you can see, that whatever they used, that it that could affect the membrane surface or cause it to dry out or become brittle. Now these rubber roof or TPO roof membranes, they're super thin. I mean, they are thinner than a dime. And so you don't want to take a risk of down the road this thing starts cracking, and it'll be real small cracks, be like pinholes or micro cracks in it, and it just causes it to dry out. You can see other posts and videos and articles where I've showed other units where people drive them through, so like the truck washes, and they'll use like different stronger chemicals or acid washes or stuff like that affect them. I've had owners go and use like cement cleaner and all kinds of crazy stuff, and it's just damaged or ruined the roof membrane. Luckily for those people, I was smart enough to say, hey, let's call your insurance company. Let's tell them you did a bonehead thing, that you didn't know better, and see if they'll cover it. Most cases they did, but sometimes they don't. So a couple other things I'm up here, make sure you're really paying attention to the insert moldings on the sides. And we've done plenty of videos in this track here where the gutter is. There's a screw cover, and so people will argue with me, online that, after 26 years of doing this, you don't know what you're talking about, right? Well, that insert molding, so I'll give you an example. Here's a coach next to us that we're working on. In that little track right there, that's the insert molding. And so those will shrink up, and when they do that, it will allow water and dirt to get back behind them. Then it can't get out through the bottom, so it'll get trapped, and then it will rust the screws, cause damage. But the tattletales is, the side seams will start to separate and let loose and allow water to get back through them, because the moldings are still going to come loose. So, for those of you who are, and I love Flex Armor and the other armor company, and we do roof coatings, but these side seams that run along the whole length, when these units are moving and walking like that, those moldings are flexing and moving from attaching from the wall, which is just strictly holding the roof material, to the sidewall. It's not structural. Those are just 1.25 inch screws that are going through that molding. And so when those insert moldings shrink up, again, it'll cause damage. Sometimes the damage in other videos that we showed in articles, the screws will the insert molding shrunk up, so it allowed the water to get stuck back there and it can't escape. So that water will transfer through the screw, and it'll either be unseen for years and it'll just damage the wood that's in the wall, or a combination of wood and aluminum, or it'll run down the sidewall and damage the interior panel, or it'll run down the sidewall and damage the exterior panel, or it'll rot the trusses. And so there's a video that we have that was I believe it was a Weekend Warrior. Yeah, it was. And all the way down both sides of the roof, and all it was the molding was loose and the screws were rotten. It rotted like a foot on both sides, of that roof. So, again, highly, attention, get it. These insert moldings come in a bunch of different colors: black, tan, white, gray. They're on Amazon, and there's 3 different versions. So I've done a bunch of videos and articles on those as well. There's 3 different thicknesses. There's like a cheap, thin, and there's like a standard, and there's like a heavy duty. So make sure that you get the heavy duty, and make sure that you're changing them at least every 3 years. It's plastic, so when it shrinks this way and it shrinks lengthways, that's when you have the problems. You can also see too, like, different companies. So while I'm up here, here's an Arctic Fox, and you can see how thinly the sealant was applied to everything, to the skylights, the vents, the front moldings, compared to, see how thick they are on this one, right? Well, this one too, while I'm up here, I noticed that it does have a second molding. I can see it underneath the thickness of the cap, and that's to prevent the air from coming up. Another trick that I like to do is I like to take a few feet of this molding back and seal underneath of it, to prevent it from catching wind on the sides, on the side of it, and tearing the rubber, right? So other stuff up here while I'm looking at, I'm looking for like tattletale signs and cracks in the skylight and the sealants on them. I'm looking for the plumbing vents. He's got different hot spot prep ready for a wine guard up there. ACs, I'm looking at the AC mounting bolts, for the cover. I'm looking for any shrinkage. I'm looking for any of the tabs that are broken off. As this one, as you can see, there's standing water on it, So I would definitely start getting up here and using some UV blocker, some 303. You can put 303 on anything that's plastic, rubber, vinyl, including the roof. They make different chemicals for that. But look how bad this water is. I mean, my finger, you can see how much water is just sitting there. So that's lost its, oomph. And so all 3 of them are doing that. And same thing again, going back, this fan is an older one, but same thing. It's got a rain sensor in it. So when people say, hey, what's a rain sensor, right? Well, that little guy in the corner there, if that did get wet, that's supposed to shut the vent, right? So some of them are strips, but a lot of times those don't work very well, or they'll get corroded and go bad. But again, make sure you're using the right chemicals to clean this stuff before you do it. You can actually see that here's like 1 layer. Well, let's go into this. There's 1 layer, 2 layer, 3 layer, and then I don't know if that's, from a different one, but you can see where it's chemically caused all these little pits and bubbles on that as well. So I would have, on this situation, I would have gone out past it on both sides and then gone back like I'm welding and made a nice thick bead instead, pretty much like Gino did this one. It's a new install, but you can see how nice and white it is, compared to like that. So make sure, if you're up here on your roofs, I'll go look at all the other videos because it's kind of redundant, but same thing. Check out your awnings, check out your materials, apply the 303 to the actual material and slide out, or the slide out toppers and the awnings. You'll see the wires and stuff in here. The sun is starting to bleach those guys, and they're not quite as red as they were, so those will end up going bad over time. I usually recommend to put split loom on there, 1/4 inch, and some zip ties. Same thing with checking your solar port connections. Make sure that those aren't getting damaged or rusted. You can see on the end of that one, it's starting to come loose from the jacket. And so when it does that on the pigtail for the Y, it's wiggling around, and it can jerk itself out and then cause it to short out, or be a bad connection, or not charge right, or melt even. So I'll let the owner know about that. He's going to probably see this video. As far as the air conditioners go, they all need to be blown out, serviced, and cleaned. We recommend that every 5 years you replace the base gasket. So just like that 14 by 14 inch vent and that other 14 by 14 inch vent in the middle of the AC holes are all 14 by 14 inch vents as well, which is, that size right there. And so, and that size right there. So it's just a neoprene gasket that is just literally sandwiched down on the surface with mounting bolts on the inside that's just compressing it. So as time goes, hot and cold, those gaskets are a inch thick. And these AC units, depending on if it's a low profile or if it's a tall like these, or different ones that are on the yard, they can range anywhere from, say, like 68 to like, I want to say 80 pounds-ish, somewhere in that neighborhood. But you got all that weight, and then the torque compressing this gasket that was 1 inch down to about a 1/4 inch, and then hot and cold, will eventually end up getting so thin that from vibration and just moving it and using it, and stopping hard and braking hard and accelerating hard, it can cause it to leak. Now, if you're lucky, and I know I'm rattling, if you're lucky, the water will pour in, and I say like a cup of water, right? Like a bottle of water, you knocked it over and you see the water and it pours in, you get lucky. If you're not lucky, depending on how the manufacturer cut the material, so they'll take the material and sometimes they'll cut a square out of it, which will have like the rubber will end and you'll see the wood underneath of it, or they'll cut an X, fold that rubber down, and then trim it, and then set the gasket, or set the AC gasket on top, and they'll usually staple it around in the inside. But if they didn't do that and they just cut the square hole, then the water will just pour underneath and can just spread around the 14 by 14 opening and start damaging the wood structure underneath the air conditioner. And you won't see that, and neither will we, until we pull that air conditioner off to do maintenance to it, or repairs, or replacement. So we've got same thing, a bunch of videos and articles and posts on all that stuff, and pictures, so you can go and see that and say, oh, I've never seen that happen. Well, it's because you don't work in an RV repair shop. So anyways, we'll stay tuned for more. Here's one over here. You can see all the stuff growing underneath of it, so we need to tell that guy as well he needs to do some services, and you can see all the stuff underneath, and it's the same kind of concept. Look how bad his skylight's discolored. It's just sun damage compared to, and that one, how bright it looks pretty new. I don't know if it's just aged well or what compared to this one. You can see the discolor in that one. So I'm wondering if that one at one point got replaced. So anyways, so stay tuned for more. I got to go catch this truck out here. Actually, this unit that we're working on, we just replaced the suspension and upgraded to a Roadmaster kit. And I'm going to go check the suspension leaves, because the other day there was one of the bushings in it was completely gone, and I wanted to take a picture of it and show it to the customer so he can see how important it was that he actually did do what we told him to do. So, all right, guys, well, stay tuned for more. This is Dustin, RV Specialist. Have a great day. We'll talk to you soon.